Welcome, Seven Summits Extreme Mountain Climbing Club. My name is Nicole Greenhalgh and I'm your local reference librarian. I'm so happy your group has been meeting here at the library, and after a few questions and requests from some of your group members, I decided to hold this instructional session for you. Now, I know many of you are beginner library users, and that's totally fine. We're going to start from scratch, and before you know it, you're going to be as knowledgeable at using the library and its resources as you are on the mountains. I've gotten wind of your plans to climb the highest mountain in the world, and I'm here to help. There's a few things I'd like you to take away from this instructional session before you begin planning your trip. One, I'd like to show you how to use the library catalog to search and request for materials in our library and throughout the county. Two, I'm going to show you how to use and search the library's databases to help you conduct your research. Three, I'm going to go over with you how to evaluate sources that you find on the internet, some tips for searching and finding the best and most reputable sources. Four, I'm going to go over with you a website that will help you start a campaign to raise funds for your trip. After speaking with a few of you, I've created a list of some of the topics that we're going to be wanting to focus our research on. One, the planning of the trip involved, including the physical training. Two, geographical information on Nepal, Tibet, and Everest, the area. Three, the travel and time that this trip will take. And four, financial aspects of this trip. Okay, I don't know about you, but I am extremely excited for this session, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to show you is how to use the library catalog to look for materials in our library and throughout the county. So here I am on the catalog, which I got to through our homepage. So right now we're set to Port Jefferson, and it's a simple search, which is also, just considered a keyword search. So for starting out, this is, a good place for us. If you happen to know the title of the book or the author, that will target your search a little bit more. But for now, since we're kind of just starting from scratch, we will use the keyword search. Okay, so I'm just going to type in a couple terms now. We'll start broad and then, see how we do. So let's just check out mountain climbing. Search. And okay, so as you can see here, we're getting a couple of ebook downloads, which for us right now, we don't necessarily want. And then some DVDs. So really, we're kind of looking for some books here. There's a children's title. So let's modify our search, and we can kind of narrow down what we want. So we're still going to stay in Port Jefferson. We'll stay in keyword search. Let's narrow it to book and adult level. You can also, use different languages. We do have a couple search tips here that I'll go over with you. Okay, okay, we don't have too much here. Let's take a look. No Way Down, Life and Death on K2. It's available, so you could, just ask me and I could point you in the direction of the lower stacks. We have a biography here and a couple other books. So, we have a couple things. Looks like these are more biographies that we're getting, not necessarily, specific research. Let's expand our search throughout the county and see what we get. So we're going to go to all libraries. And we're going to search. Okay. When we switched to all libraries, it did start us over, so let's just put it back to books and adult. Okay. Search there. See what we get. Okay. So we have plenty of information on Everest disasters or other mountain disasters. So, but hey, maybe that would be good. What not to do. All right. So yeah, it looks like most of our information is going to be in the 790s. Good old Dewey, we still use, of course. Okay, so we'll check out this one. This actually looks pretty good. It looks like a rock climbing manual in general. So as you can see, our library code is the PJ, so we don't have this book. So what we could do is request it, and through the library system, we would get it from another library. So we'll just click request. I'm already logged in, but it would ask for your barcode. And then we have the pickup station, our library, submit, and there we have it. So we'll be getting that in a couple days. The interlibrary loan system's great. You know, I would suggest using it, and you can use it on your own from home. You know, it's pretty user friendly. If you want to request, it's a great thing. So there's another couple things we could do in this search. It's called a Boolean search. This uses mathematical sets and database logic, and there's a couple Boolean terms that can help focus your searches. So we have and, which if you put two keywords in parentheses with the and Boolean term, you're going to make sure that both subjects will be something. It's kind of like a cross-reference, you know, so when you're searching, you're going to get results that include both of those terms. Or is something to use if you want to get two similar terms around the same meaning, but one or the other would be fine for your purposes. And there's also not. So if there's two subjects that are kind of related and go hand in hand, if you want to exclude one of them, and then if you had not in there, it would exclude the one you didn't want following it. Let's try just climb and Everest. Okay. So this could be interesting. It's a travel book. All right. Okay, this looks like it could be a good source for us as well, so I'll request that. I'm going to have a lot of Everest books coming in, so if you need anything, come to me. So that was the Boolean search. Just a couple ways that you can kind of modify your search. It's always about trying various keywords. Switching up your search, you can always ask your librarian if you need some tips, but the Boolean search helps in focusing the research, and we'll use it as well when we're searching the databases. It's important when we're searching the databases. I think we're ready to try some of the library databases. So we're going to head to the library homepage, books and more. We're going to go to databases by alphabet. That way we can kind of browse through, see which ones catch our eyes. You know, they each have a brief description of what the kind of information you're going to find on there. So here we are at Academic One file. So let's start with this one. I'll use the home use link since I'm home right now recording this. It'll ask me to log in with my barcode. As I told you before, I am already logged in. Okay, so as you can see, you can browse by discipline. It has a subject guide search, and then, you know, just a basic keyword search. So we'll just start with that for now, and let's see where it takes us. Okay. So right now we're in academic journals. We did come up with about 124 articles. As you can see, the citation here, you know, tells you exactly what it is. Some of them are articles, some of them are book reviews, clinical report. Yeah, so there's a few ways we want to limit this. Full text is going to be something we want to click, just because, you know, you don't want just, you know, the abstract or a short description. You want the full article. Peer-reviewed is also suggested. So right now we haven't limited by date yet either. We are down to 76, so that's manageable. Let's take a look through here. You can always take a quick peek at the description as you're going down. All right, out of thin air, that looks interesting. Let's take a look. This article looks to be pretty valuable. We could either download it or we could save it. I was searching before, so I did already save it. I'll show you. Just click save, and then it's going to be in your folder later. So when we're done with our initial search, we can take a look at everything we found in our saved folder and review it further. So let's see, Eddie. So you're going to find a lot of you know, topics here that, you know, will cover some of the goals of our research. So you can just, you know, keep looking through. Right. This has some information about HAPE, which might be helpful to us, so we'll save that. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, This looks to have like a lot of good information as well. So let's save this one as well. Okay, so we've looked through a good amount of the academic journals. Like I take a look at the magazines that we have here in Academic One file. So it looks like we have about 326. We can set it to full text and take a look through some of these titles. They tell you if it's a brief article or if it's an interview, if it's, a regular article. Some of these seem to be a little off base. We might need to target our search. Say plan climb, put that in our parentheses, and in capital, and then we'll do Mount Everest. Let's see if we get anything here. Okay, we have 4 academic journals. First Ascent of Everest, Edge of Endurance, a study of how climb. This could be interesting. Save that in our folder. Oh, isn't that the truth? Let's check this one out here. This article details the high-risk activities. This could be a great article too. We're going to save this one. Okay. Head back to our searches. Let's head over to the magazines now. We got 14. Okay. National Geographic. This could be good. We'll save that. Actually, let's make sure we're on full text for sure. Okay. Site set on Everest. Brief article. That sounds very helpful. So as you can see, you're going to want to search each of the topics that we discussed, the financial aspect, the physical aspect, and, you switch around your search terms, you're going to find, you find more and more articles that are going to be helpful to you. Okay, so, say you're done with your search, you're going to go to more, and we're going to look at the folder we have. And then this is everything we found. So we can, download our PDFs if we want to print anything, read through them just here. Sometimes once you get into the article, you realize it might not necessarily be information you're looking for. So that's Academic One file. I'm just going to keep searching through, see if something catches our eye. We have a wide variety of sources here. Let's see. Try Credo reference. Make it a little more history, encyclopedia kind of information. But I'm logged in, but you would log in with your barcode. So let's try another Boolean search. Do a basic subject for now, see where we end up. Can limit by various subjects. I know we spoke about, researching the geography of the area. There's obviously a good amount of history. We have general reference. So we came up with we have 43 results here. It does tell you the location. A lot of these are encyclopedia. This could be interesting. Looks like it's some history. Tenzing and Norgay. Can save that to our folder. We can look at it later. Some mountaineering articles. This could be interesting. We'll save that. So like I said, this is going to, have some more history, but that might be something you want to look into, while you're planning your trip. There's lots to be learned from other climbers and their experiences. Yeah, and so here's your folder. While you're in your session, you're going to have everything saved here. Oh, it's going to ask me to log in again. And we have our 2 articles here. We can look back at them once we're done with our search. We can email them to ourselves, which is great. So yeah, like the other databases, you do get the option to limit by year, media, whether or not it's going to include an image or possibly a map. You can limit by length, collection. So give this one a try, just if you're looking for some more historical information, that this will be a helpful source for you. Okay, the next database I'm going to show you is EBSCO. This is probably going to be a pretty good resource for us. All right, so we'll go to E. It's only available in the library, but that's okay because we're here. So let's go ahead and Eb. And there's a lot of great information on EBSCO. They cover a wide range of topics and information. So let's just go ahead and select all of the databases. You know, hopefully we'll get some good results this way. All right, so we are going to try a little bit more of a targeted search, more specific search terms. You know, like I said, there's a lot of content on here, so we could probably find some good stuff. So let's do climb Mount Everest. Search. Okay, so we do have quite a few results here. We might want to narrow it down a little bit. Let's first bring it a little more recent, say maybe in the last 15 years or so. Okay, brought us down a little bit. Now a couple other tips here. You can limit the searches with the format you're looking for. So we have right now we're clicked on all results, but you can limit it to magazines or journals or publications, news stuff, or anything like that. So before we do that, let's take a look at what we have so far. Okay, so how to climb the world's tallest peak. That sounds pretty good. If you want to get to the article quickly, if you're just in the kind of research mode and you just start browsing, you can just click the PDF or HTML full text. Okay. Oh, okay. So here's an example of, the keywords that brought this up were mentioned in this teeny tiny article over here on the side. It does have a couple bullet points, so if you wanted to browse quickly, it has a little bit about the money you might spend and stuff like that, but just the teeny tiny article, so you never know. You always have to kind of check. It does help to read the abstract, of course, as I discussed before. So let's take a look here. We have maxed out on Everest. Okay. All right, this looks like it could be a pretty decent article. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it to our folder. So once we're done with our research, we can refer back to our folder of all the articles we've compiled and see what we might be able to use. Do have a documentary here. I think this is available in the county if you wanted to request it. You could do that. Let's go next. All right. Climb every mountain. What's this one? Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have a magazine article here. This might be interesting. A little on the shorter side, but okay. All right, let's add that to our folder. We'll, we can always examine that later. Okay. Ready for Everest. That might be interesting. Okay, another magazine article. It looks like that's what we seem to be getting a lot of on here. Okay. Let's add that to our folder as well. Okay. I mean, there's a couple more specific articles on here if you wanted to look, as the cleaning up of Mount Everest seems to be a topic I'm sure many of you know about. Disasters, of course. All right, well, let's try switching up our search a little bit here. We can try how to climb Mount Everest. Okay. Down to 179. Oh, there's that one again that we saw last time. Okay. Let's see. So as you can see, it's going to be a lot of, trial and error with your keyword searches. And might be interested. Yeah, if you're interested in Sherpas, this might be an article that's relevant for you. We can add that to the folder. So we could do how to climb. We'll put in our handy parentheses and put in and Everest. Okay. You kind of get the gist, Once again, playing around with the keyword searches, you can move around these dates. It seems like magazines were good for us. Maybe we can. Let's check out this one. Okay, it's a little on the shorter side. This is something you can do on your own that You can always come up and ask me if you need some tips or anything like that. And then when you're in your session, if you have your folder here, we did find a couple articles. And like I said, make sure to read your abstracts, limit by date, limit by format, and hopefully you'll get some good results through EBSCO. So I've gone over Academic One File with you, as well as Credo Reference and EBSCO. These are just a couple of the databases that I would start with for this kind of research. There's plenty more, as you can see. We have an entire alphabet here, so don't hesitate to look through all of these databases, and just remember, some of the tips I've shown you for searching with your keywords, with your Boolean operators. Use your folder. You can email yourself these articles. Limit by date, limit by format. You could do a subject search. Make sure to take advantage of these databases because there's a lot of great information out there. Look for peer-reviewed, full text. Yeah. So please don't hesitate to approach me with any questions you have on using these databases. There's a lot of great resources. You could also check out our helpful resources page, which has various other sources that aren't in our databases, some health and information, geography. Make sure to tackle all your topics when you're searching: the financial aspects, the geography of the area, the planning, the physical requirements that you're going to need to explore. Try all different keywords, and I think you'll get some great information from these databases. It's time for me to put on my librarian hat. I already have the glasses. I don't have a hat, so I put my hair in a bun for the occasion. Now, if we are careful, we can use the internet to try and find some valuable information for our climb. I do have to give you my spiel here because there's a couple things to be cautious of while you're searching the general web. There's a lot of great information out there, but unfortunately, there's a lot of junk. So what I'm going to do is just provide you a couple tips and a couple questions to ask yourself while you're searching the internet and you're evaluating web pages that you find. First of all, pay attention to web addresses. If it ends in a .edu or a .org, it's most likely reputable. While you're on the page, see if there's any information about credentials or credibility at the bottom of the page or in a contact page or an About Us page. See if there's an author mentioned or if there's any information cited. You could even look for a reference page while you're on the website. Accuracy is something very important to look for while you're searching. Does the site appear to be affiliated with any sort of official institution? Are there spelling or grammatical errors? Red flag. If you see numerous spelling or grammatical errors on a web page, chances are it was just built by somebody in their basement looking to put some information out there. So another thing to look for is the purpose of the web page. Is the web page simply there to sell a product or get you to sign up or subscribe for something? This is something to watch for because it could be very advertisement based and not necessarily information based, which is what we're going to be looking for. So I did a couple searches myself, and a few of the pages that I found that seemed to have, some valuable and reputable information looked to be run by companies that are, running Everest expeditions and they want you to sign up. So, you can try a couple of these pages. I'll provide them to you for some information. Just be careful, don't go too far or you might end up on another expedition. So I did find one web page that I thought was pretty interesting. It's called howstuffworks.com. I printed the article for everybody, which I will hand out. And it looked to have a good article on how to climb Everest, and it didn't appear to be advertisement based or anything like that. So yeah, those are my tips. Just watch for web addresses, watch for grammar, watch for credentials. If you see a reference page, that's great. So just keep these things in mind and be cautious while you're on the internet. It's open to everybody, so there's a lot of stuff out there, and you just got to make sure that you're finding the reputable information. Okay, thank you. Taking a peek at some of our research, I found, as I'm sure that many of you already know, funding a climb of Mount Everest is a steep cost, no pun intended. So I figured it would be good to introduce you to a website that will help you create an account to possibly raise some funds for your upcoming trip. So the site we're going to take a look at is GoFundMe.com. So we're going to click Start a Campaign. Okay. You could use your Facebook account or an email address. Now you can note here that GoFundMe does charge a 5% fee for each donation, as well as a processing fee per donation. So this is going to be kind of typical, because they're running everything else and otherwise it's free to sign up. The company is very popular since its launch in 2010. It is the largest social fundraising program online. They do boast over 25 million donors, so your campaign is going to get a lot of traffic. It's constantly going to be promoted and showing up on all the social media feeds and stuff like that. So let's just create a quick account. I won't go too much further than this, just because this will be up to all of you guys to decide how you want to set it up. Now, while we're setting it up, I will say that with this, campaign, you're going to kind of want to get together and discuss, why people should donate to you, So you're going to want to come up with maybe a little bit of a pitch to convince people as to why they should open their wallet so graciously for your climb of Mount Everest. Maybe you guys can come up with an idea as to your purpose, or if you have some sort of a goal or something like that, So that would be great if you could come up with a little story to share with people. So I won't go much further than here. We can set up however much you want to, choose for the money. I think some places were saying $80,000 per person. So, come up with a catchy phrase. You're going to pick a category. We'll go with sports. We can put in our zip code. Okay. The option to put a Facebook video up, upload a photo, or if you guys want to come up with a video yourselves, a little pitch about your group, why you want to climb a mountain, and why people should help you. That's always recommended. So I just came up with a quick little photo, of the group, just so I could have it for this purpose of the profile. Alrighty, so I'll save that. Okay, so next they're going to ask us to tell our story. So I will leave this up to all of you. For now, I just have a little excerpt about Everest, just so we can move forward here. Okay, we'll skip that for now. It's recommended to connect it to a Facebook or a Gmail. Wow, it really wants me to connect to Facebook. Okay. Oh boy. Twitter. Okay, here's my link. Yes, yes, yes. Next. Okay, and here you are. You can get the app going on, of course. Here's your dashboard. Here's your goal. You can post updates as you guys go along. Add new photos. And, obviously this is a social fundraising campaign website, so you're going to want to connect it to a Twitter and a Facebook and an email for sure, just so you can, get the most exposure. Okay, so that's GoFundMe. I recommend that for your group while you're beginning your travel plans. It's a great place to get started. A social fundraising campaign to begin raising funds for your big adventure. Again, if you have any questions while you're setting up your account or you're managing your campaign, feel free to approach your local librarian. I'm here for you. We've covered a lot of ground. We've learned how to use the library catalog, how to request items. We've learned how to search the databases, use Boolean operators. I've spoken to you on the internet and how to evaluate sources you find, what to look for, the red flags, and we've gone over GoFundMe. It should get you started. Most of my searches that I did show you were broadly on climbing Mount Everest. Feel free to target your searches more as you're looking into the financial aspects, the travel aspects. Okay, well, thank you all so much for tuning into this instructional session. Now, as you plan your upcoming trip, please do not hesitate to approach me with any questions you have on research or anything like that. I'm here. And as the first man to summit Mount Everest, Sir Edmund Hillary said, "It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves." Good luck on your trip.